Hi to everyone and welcome to this short video that has been recorded for the International Conference Ensuring Food Diversity for Food and Agriculture that will be held online from the 28th of June to the 1st of July. So in this short video we would like to introduce you to the in situ landrace best practice evidence database. The database has been developed to create a tool for farmers who are already engaged in landrace cultivation or for those farmers that would like to start to cultivate landraces. Basically, the tool provides a collection of case studies that can show how landrace product can be valorized, how we can add value to landrace product. There are several ways to access the content of the website. So basically, we could decide to go in the collection through the scientific name, so the classic Latin name, and here you have all the possibility related to the crops present in the database. We could go through the common name that maybe can be more easy for farmers that maybe are not that familiar with the Latin name. And then we can also go through the type of the crop. So basically, we can navigate the database according to the garden crop, like the difference between open field and garden, or for example, we could go for 3 crops. We can select the country from where the example came, or for example, we can navigate using the propagation system. I mean, we could be interested in seed propagated crops that are mainly reproduced by cross pollination or self pollinated crops. So we can decide to select one of these two. Very important, this last field that is the more important for the database, that is related to add value, because as already said, this database, the idea behind this database is to provide an example of successful case studies where a certain add value has been added to the landrace product. So here we identified in the analysis of the record of the database a list of possible traits that can contribute to create added value for a landrace. And here you have the complete list starting from the one with the highest number of examples. You can see this is this number. So for 76 entries in this database, we found out that the external support had a positive influence on the value of the product. For 60 records, we found that land races are characterized by a certain type of special taste and so on. So as you can see, there are quite a lot, but the nice thing is that already from here, we can click in one of these added value and see all the examples, so all the land races that are characterized by this special trait. So for example, we can go through special taste, and here you have the full list of the 60 land races that are known to be characterized by a special trait, a special taste. For example, we can go in this example that is a common bean. Yes, it's a common bean from Italy that is called Faggiola Pisello from Colle di Tora. So in this manner, we go in the full description of the resource. So here we can find some description of the place where the landrace is cultivated, some special features of this place. Here we have a nice geographical representation of the position. Of course, we are here in Italy, near close Rome. Here we can find some details about the propagation system of the land races that in this case is reported as self-pollinated crop, which is common bean. And here we go through the added value part. So If you remember, we found this example looking for resources characterized by some special taste, and here, if we go through the description, we found that this landrace is known because of its smooth, doughy taste. So we navigated the database looking for resources characterized by some special taste, and here in the description we can find the particular traits that we classified as special taste. But there are some other, like for example, I don't know, this is apple from Italy, and if we go directly to the added value characteristic of this particular apple from Italy, we can find here that the taste of this apple remember the past. So again, we have some special taste of this apple reported in the description of the material. The last example here is another resource from Italy, that is the Sedano Nero di Trevi. So again, if we click on the image, we can go through the full description of the landrace again, where it's cultivated, and the type of propagation system. But again, here we get the information we were looking for. So the added value of Sedano Nero di Trevi. And in this case, we can find out here in the description that the slow food movement recognize a special interest for this landrace that is normally sold in some top restaurant in Italy. So again, it's a very high quality product. We can always go back to the main menu. So this example was related to the special trade, but we could do the same for other important trades that we recognize as important to facilitate and to increase the cultivation of land races. For example, we could be interested in tolerance to biotic stresses. We know that land races are of particular interest under organic and low input conditions and for cultivation in marginal environment because they are characterized very often with resistant to biotic and abiotic stresses. Here you have the list of those land races characterized by resistance to biotic factor, but at the same time we could go for abiotic stresses. And for example, here, let me see. For example, okay, this Solina wheat, this hexaploid triticum from Italy, so that is called Solina from Abruzzo region. Again, we can go through the description, but is known to be tolerant to cold because it's cultivated in Abruzzo region where you can find quite high mountain. So this is another example of a landrace that is characterized by a special trait that is tolerance to cold, basically, because it's cultivated at high altitudes. The last I would like to show to you that is also very interesting is the special food preparation or the processing value. Oh, here we are, processing value. This is very important because we are convinced that conservation should be facilitated by use and processing is important to add value to a product. For example, we are here the example of the berry barley, that if we go in the description, we will find out that it is of high value because it's used in distilleries and for brewery and bakery. So we can increase the value of this barley using its product to produce very top high quality whiskey, for example, or beer. Again, we can go back to the main menu and see, for example, that this fruit from Italy is, it has been found that its value can be increased to um, with the production of jam. So again, this landrace is characterized by a very short shelf life, so it's not very good to sell on the market, but it's a special trait that is very good to produce jams. And this we could do for all these other land races that are listed under this category. So for all these land races, we know that there is a processing value. Why we know this? Because when we got all this description of this material, we went through it and we found at least one sentence then clearly explain the reason why for this resource we have a processing value. So all the information that are in this database, we are really convinced that can be helpful for farmers that already cultivate land races, but maybe that are interested to increase the diversity in their farms, starting landrace cultivation. And here they can find all the information on the materials because they could be interested in cultivating some land races that are listed in this database, or in manner that other farmers found out to increase, to add value to their landrace product. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and have a nice evening. Bye.